Good afternoon, Mr. Lopera. How are you?
And you?
Doing good. Thank you for the opportunity today to give you this presentation. And I just wanted to congratulate you and your crew and your staff actually for this amazing growth that you guys have done over there at the Tropic Spot.
Thank you. I want to thank you myself for taking your time to previously contact me and hear me out.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So the purpose of this meeting is actually for me to introduce to you Bank of America Merchant Services. Of course, as we've mentioned before, as we've been introduced, my name is Augusto Melcar, and I'm working with Bank of America Merchant Services. One of the reasons why I actually reached out to you in the first place was because I am a huge fan of the Tropic Spot, and I'm there at least once a month. And during my last visit, I actually witnessed some irregularities in the restaurant. Some people complaining, wrong orders. Even before heading out, I saw some negative reviews on Yelp, which was surprising from such a well-known restaurants as yourself.
Yeah, thank you for acknowledging our service. Yeah, it's been hard on us. We've been around for 5 years, and like without success, there's trial and error, and you learn from it. But we've been having several issues recently, now more than ever.
So based on what I'm seeing is that the growth that you guys have recently obtained has come with obviously it's growing pains, I'm assuming, correct?
Definitely, we're having a lot more customers coming,
Hmm.
and with that, we simply can't.
And what are some of the challenges that you guys have been facing lately?
Well, for starters, our main issue is we're having an increase in server turnover. Our inventory management is absolutely horrendous. And, we're receiving through social media and through our Yelp reviews, we're receiving negative feedback, and it's really,
Hmm. So do you think perhaps that the social media reviews are perhaps associated obviously with the server turnover? You think that may be the reason? What do you think is the main core in all of these issues?
definitely, our front end of the house is our direct representation of what the Tropic Spot is all about. And when they step through that door, it affects us negatively. And we're having a lot of issues with orders, and as when one goes, another server has to take double the amount of work, and it's simply just not working for us. There's miscommunication going on between the front and the back as well.
I understand. I understand. Perhaps like the growth for the business has been so fast that which is obviously a good thing, but perhaps the infrastructure in place hasn't developed along with the demand. If you don't mind me asking, what is your current method of taking orders? What infrastructure do you have at the restaurant that you guys manage with?
Oh, it's the same one we started 5 years ago. It's the usual one. You take an order on a physical piece of paper pamphlet that every server has. They take it to the chef, and that's how they receive their orders. And we have a couple of traditional cashiers.
Okay, okay. So perhaps it really is an infrastructure issue, correct?
I couldn't agree more.
Okay. Just to go a little bit further on this, I've also based on what you're expressing right now, you have a high server turnover, correct?
Yeah, unfortunately, we do.
What do you think is the main cause for this?
It's the pressure that they're receiving. So many customers, and we only have 15 front
Hmm.
house staff and 10 back house, and the miscommunication. Once those orders reach the back house, we don't know what's going on.
Right, right. And I mean, of course, there has to be some sort of economic impact because if a server is leaving after obviously you pay them for training and you get them accustomed to a certain way of delivering a service, once they leave, that has to have take some sort of economic impact on you guys, right? About how much does it cost? I mean, give or take, how much do you think is the economic impact of a server leaving?
I think it's about easily $1,000 per week.
Wow, wow. And off top of your head, how many servers have you witnessed leaving the Tropic Spot over the last month?
On a good month, 5 to 6.
Wow. So we're talking about big money right now, correct?
Definitely.
Jeez. And to go further, the bad reviews is obviously an issue because right now social media it influences people. I mean, sometimes before even people head out to restaurants, they check the reviews and figure out if they're gonna go there in the first place or not. And so That definitely have to have an economic impact on you guys as well, correct?
Yeah, word gets around and it's affecting us.
Definitely, definitely. And I before I even went there the last time to the traffic spot, I noticed you guys don't have an online reservation system. Would that be something that perhaps you guys are interested in?
Definitely. We considered it a couple times, but now that you mentioned and we've discussed the infrastructure, yeah, it's something we should definitely consider.
Okay, okay. And one other issue I want to tackle, which you obviously mentioned some concern over, is the inventory management. Um, what method do you have in place at the moment? Perhaps I know you kind of explained to me the way you guys take in orders, but for the inventory, what kind of method do you guys have in place?
We have two general managers. We leave it up to them at the end of the day. Um, there's only so much control you can have over a business, and we definitely hired the best of the best. But, that's still going on. And so, yeah, it's between the three managers. They alternate on who takes the inventory at the end of the day.
Right, right. Well, Mr. Lopera, based on the concerns that I've heard from you, all these little issues, not all these little issues, all these issues, the server turnover, the VAT reviews, the inventory, the online reservation system are all problems that I can solve. How would you like to hear about my solution?
I definitely, I'm willing to. Um, I'm more than willing to. It's just my concern is in our concern is, we want to know how Bank of America, and especially a bank, can help our business and what's new
Right.
in the food industry.
Right. Well, Bank of America, I work with Bank of America Merchant Services, and Bank of America actually does a lot of financing for the small, medium, and even some large retail chains for restaurants all across South Florida. So we do have a lot of connections in the infrastructure and the financing side of it. Um, what Bank of America Merchant Services actually offers you is we offer you payment solutions, e-commerce solutions, security solutions, and even streamline the kitchen communication. We'd like to hear some more some more details on the products that we offer.
Definitely. I mean, you look pretty young, so I don't know how much experience you do have with working with Bank of America. Um,
Right.
hesitant when it comes to my trust, but I'm definitely willing to hear a little bit
Well, yeah,
more of it.
I can see why that's a concern, but I've actually been working with for 2 years for the FIU Global Sales, and I'm actually in charge of the South Bay region. And I can guarantee you that the reason I got that position was because I can hold my own. So you're definitely in good hands. Um, so as far as the products go for the Bank of America Merchant Services, we have the Clover Station, large screen POS solution, 14-inch HD touchscreen. We have the Clover Mini, which is a tablet user experience, more of a portable handheld um, POS. And we have the Clover Flex, which is for quick checkouts and for food trucks, which is not necessarily particular to your business. Now, I've gone over and added up some sort of equipments that I consider adequate for your business. And I'll go ahead and go over it with you. If you have any inputs or suggestions or anything that you want to bring up, feel free. Okay. What I was suggesting for you is two printers, one for the bar, one for the back of the house, and then 10 Clover Minis. Now, the 10 Clover Minis are an equivalent of $5,000, and the printers are $400. That's a one-time fee of $5,400. Now, it is an investment, but what this does for you is it gets all your problems, the server turnover, the VAT reviews, the inventory, and the online reservation system or the lack thereof, and it solves it. This solution gets it, tackles it, and allows you to continue on your growth and perhaps possibly expand onto a second location. How does that sound for you?
What you're offering me, I feel like there's potential in there. It's just, Bank of America is a well-established overall bank and service. So I'm a little concerned with the expenses that come along with it, and
Hmm.
those $5,000 that you mentioned. I mean, how's and the printers with every monthly fee? How's it guaranteeing me that I'm gonna have some form of return on my investment?
Of course, of course. Yes, absolutely. Like I mentioned earlier, if we compare all the costs that you're currently incurring because of the lack of a good infrastructure, which this product offers you, it easily pays itself off. Just saving the turnover of the servers. if we neglect all the $6,000 of the servers leaving, of 6 servers leaving, we easily pay this product off. And that's not including the solutions that we're going to offer for your bad reviews, your inventory, and for your online reservation system. Again, what we're trying to tackle right now is a solution to tackle all your issues that we have embedded in the infrastructure. While you mentioned something about cost, of course, you're a business person and you're not the VP of the business operations for no reason. The cost is just $140 a month to operate these different equipments. How does that sound for you?
I mean, I think we can work our way around it. You're telling me there's a time for the devices, and those are ours forever, and there's a monthly
Of course.
fee. That's a lot.
And again, if you have any sort of issues, any sort of questions, any sort of doubts, we have 24/7, 365 customer service. So obviously for those who are not tech savvy, we're more than welcome to help them out. Um, if I've addressed any sort of issues or concerns for you, or if you have any sort of questions for further down the road, um, I'd love to send a draft for you, a contract, and that way you can review over it with Mr. Souffle, talk it over the weekend. I know you guys are going to be very, 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 very busy, and so that way we can set up an appointment for next week, and perhaps meet up then and coordinate and talk over the details. How does that sound?
Everything you've said so far has been ticked off our checklist and our concerns, and I'll definitely be discussing it with Mr. Souffle. And I feel like there's potential in this. We're very deeply interested in moving our business forward, and we want to expand in the future. And I feel like there's a lot of promising offers and solutions Bank of America Merchant Services is offering us.
Of course, of course. If there's any doubt, any questions, again, feel free to jot it down. Reach out to me on my personal number. You already have that information on the email I sent you. How does Tuesday at 6 p.m. sound as a follow-up meeting to close any details, any gaps? How does that sound for you?
That's perfect. You're giving us the weekend to give, to try it out and converse and see what we can work with.
Excellent, excellent. I'm glad we worked out your issues. I hope the tropic spot, we get it on the right infrastructure and we can continue this growth together and keep on this strong relationship further on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Loper. Have a good one, okay? We'll stay in touch.